Meowdy and welcome. My name's en-viss, my pronouns are they, them, and this is my Flosstube channel, Sleepy Goblin Crafts, where I talk about all things cross-stitch and sometimes other things if I feel like it. It's been a little over a month since I last saw y'all. I'm a little rusty, so you'll have to forgive me. I do have a few finishes to share with y'all, as well as a couple of whips and starts. So grab something delicious to drink or snack on, get comfy, and we will get started. If y'all remember last time I talked about losing my stitchy bug, well, I think I have it back for the most part. I haven't been playing games as much as I have been stitching. So with all of that, I do have some finishes to share with you guys. So we're gonna start right with that. First being the November Stitch for Pride 2025. This is the pattern that's designed in honor of Vita Sackwell West. She was the wife of Virginia Woolf, who was a very prolific writer in the 19th century. 19th? Earliest 20th century? I don't remember now. I did not specifically use the called for the blended threads in the V trellis. I think I mentioned that last time. I did use the darker pink for the bottom of the V here, as well as the flower bud at the top and some of the middle parts of the motif. This is being done on, and I'll go into it more when I talk about December's, but this is being done on 18 count resistance, which is dyed by Mislaid Pages. The next finish is my thread end project that I've kind of shown throughout the year. This was inspired by Michelle of BeStitchMe, where you basically take the end of your the end of the floss that you're using, the end of your thread, and if there is enough to put a length or two in, instead of just throwing it away, you put it into a different project, and it creates this cacophony of colors. I do need to wash it because there's like a stain here. I don't know from what. Who knows? This pattern is Darling Starling. It is from Modern Folk Embroidery. I really actually had a lot of fun with this. So I'm probably going to do another thread end project once I start finishing more projects that have like excessive thread use. I don't have plans for finishing this. I just think it's fun. I did this on a scrap piece of 16 count oatmeal. My next finish is a Christmas present for a coworker, my manager at the job I'm at. We do a secret Santa stocking exchange. It's not very secret because we all know who each other got because we're all nosy bitches. But we don't necessarily know what each of us are giving each other. And I do still need to fully finish this. Like I need to put it in a frame, which I've been procrastinating. The Christmas party, like gift exchange, is next week. And I've just been slacking. But I have this finished. So this is, let me do it this way, I guess. This is I Will Be Seeing You from Witch's Garden Crafts. I ended up doing this on 22 count oatmeal, this piece of fabric I just picked up at my local scrap reuse store. When I started this, I thought this was a 16 or like maybe an 18 count. No, I measured it after I started, and it is in fact a 22 count. I ended up doing 2/1 with this. So let me get this in nice. It's nice and tiny. Like this is tiny. Let me get this in nice and close for y'all so you can see that like super, super rich detail. Like, let me see. If I do it like at an angle, you can see how like how it puffs up. I personally love this. Like, I think it's super cute. I don't know how I'm finishing this. Finding a circle frame is like nigh impossible for me. I've resigned myself to probably putting this in just like an embroidery hoop and calling it good. I have a Bucilla hoop that I was thinking about putting it in, but it's like one of those really thick hoops, and I'm worried that the thickness of it will take away from the stitching of this. So I might just say fuck it and end up putting it in a square frame. It'll work, but you know, there's that dream of the perfect frame, and I do not have it. But regardless, I am really proud of how this turned out. The next thing I finished as a mini finish, and you will have to forgive me for not ironing literally anything. I have no idea where the iron is. So y'all are just gonna have to deal with this wrinkly ass mess. And yeah. But I finished the autumn section of Nature's Journey. So this is, let me pull it back a little bit so you can see. This is what it looks like. I'm loving how this is turning out. Yeah. Fold it so that we can get in close. Do a little, we'll do a view from the top down. This has turned out so great. This is the 2025 stitch along in the Just Cross Stitch magazine. That is designed by Sprouting Lupine. And I am stitching this on 32 count cypress from Fiber on a Whim. The winter section is out now in the winter issue. I will not be starting it until probably January, just with the way that I have things planned in my head. I mean, I'm not going to say probably not. Plans change all the time for me right now, it seems like, but it's very unlikely that I'm going to start the winter section until after the new year. Like I said, just with all of my other plans. So, one more time for good measure. I seriously love the colors in this. The autumnal tones are literally my favorite. It's so good. And lastly, this y'all have literally not seen since like my early days of Flosstube. I started this, I want to say back in April for Easter. And that is this adorable little bunny. This is Blooming Magic from Haunted Frame Stitchery. Look at this little guy. He's so cute. I love him. I was looking at my whip list and I was like, what are some things that I can finish in a reasonable amount of time? And I saw that this barely had like 1,500 stitches, and I had only just started it. Like, I had started the outline, like the black outline of the bunny. That was it. And I think I think I put in some of the red of the rose. I don't remember. But I was like 1,500 stitches. Yeah, I can do like less. It was less than 1,000. I want to say maybe. No, it was around 1,000 that I had to put. Either way, I saw the amount that needed to be done on this, and I was like, I can do that. I can do that in a week, and I did. And finishing this within a week was a clue to me that I had my stitchy bug back, which was great. I was like, amazing. And the opposite effect for me not picking up a video game in 2 weeks, but that's just like, I guess, how my hobbies operate right now. I am fully committed to one thing or another. I cannot multitask between 2 hobbies. So, whatever. It comes and goes in waves. This was, before I forget, this was stitched on 28 count willow from BeStitchMe. It's an oval shape, so I'm going to try and find an oval frame for it. We'll see how successful I am. Okay, those were all of my finishes. That felt like a lot, especially considering I hadn't really been stitching for a month and a half, and I came in fucking arms swinging, I guess. So we're going to go into whips now, which is just one, which is Cat-O-Lantern by Luminous Fiber Arts. I started this with Selena of Spicy Selena Crafts and Krista of Clover Hop Stitching on Instagram. The three of us started this as a 100 days to Halloween start back in August. Both of them have finished theirs. They both look amazing. I fell a little behind, but that's okay. It's always Halloween in my heart. So at first, when I was looking at other projects to work on, to potentially try to finish before the New Year's, I was not sure how, like, if I wanted to try and finish this, just because, like, it's not a lot, really. Like, let me back up. The last time y'all saw this, I had the border finished, I had the mouse, I had the moon, and the top of the pumpkin head, or the pumpkin with the top of the cat head. I have added in all of the cat's face, and I've started on the pumpkin itself. So, and I still have the star. I'm saving the star for last. But I imagine this will get done in another week or so, just because it's mostly fill-in. Like, there's not a lot of complicated shapes to try and finagle. So I know this is not typically what most people are working on this time of year. I promise I do have some seasonal stitching in my plans. Just, I want to finish this first. I want to try, like, I want to finish this before moving into seasonal stitching, I guess. And before I forget to mention, the fabric is 28 count Graveyard Mist from Lapin Loops, and I am using the DMC conversion for the floss. The only exception is I am using wrought iron for the black, and this dark orange I am using Fragrant Cloves, I believe is the color, from both our Gentle Arts. Everything else is DMC. So let's get into starts. I have 3 starts actually, since I last saw y'all. So to start, I have Stitch for Pride 2025. This is the December motif, which is Alan L. Hart. He was a doctor who pioneered the use of the X-ray to diagnose tuberculosis in patients. He was a trans man, and I think it says a lot about a trans doctor extending empathy towards patients who were very ostracized at that point in time, like tuberculosis, because so much was unknown about it at that point in time. A lot of the people who were diagnosed with tuberculosis were often like pushed away. They couldn't see family, kind of similar to how gay men were treated during the AIDS epidemic of the 80s and 90s. But, you know, this, the orange is the called for conversion for DMC. It's 740, and I am using 918 for the ribs, which is a dark, like muddy red. And I've been working on this every day for the last couple of days. I'll probably finish it soon. And yeah, I will show the finished everything once it's completed. It's kind of weird and inspiring that I've been working on this for a whole year, honoring all of the trans, non-binary, gender non-conforming, two-spirit folks who have come before in such a tumultuous year for trans folk. I think that kind of speaks to the tenacity of a lot of queer trans folk. But a couple more sessions on this and I'll be done, and then the next time I film a video, you will see it. Next start is this is Birdie Bowl. I started this back in November with Lisa of Linguistic Stitches and Eli of Thick Threads. We all agreed to start this adorable pattern, which is by The Blue Flower. This was a market release earlier this year. I decided to start the robin, which is on the left side of the pattern. It's fun because each of us started at a different place on the pattern, like we each picked a different bird. So I picked this up and did this little bird all in one go. It was a lot of fun. I think this also, like doing this new start, also helped like find my stitchy bug again, because I was struggling beforehand. This is being done on 28 count mocha from BeStitchMe, which is this kind of pinky brown. It's kind of hard to tell with the lighting. It's washing out the pink a little bit, but yeah, it's a little more pink than what's showing up. I am using the called for DMC. It's basically all DMC. There's two variegated DMC. I'm gonna try and find the blue one. I think it's like Caribbean blue. I think I'm gonna use a different color for the basket though at the bottom. It's like a camouflage, I think is the color for the basket in DMC. It's got like browns and greens in it, but I think I'm just gonna try and find a brown that I like for that. So, yeah, I might pull this out again sometime soon, get another birdie in, or an egg, because there's a couple of eggs in the pattern as well. And my last start is from Magical Cross Stitch, which is by Lindsay Squaringen, also known as Tuscan Cardinal on Instagram. I have decided to start Blessed Yule, which is in the Sabbath section. I started at the top and just kind of worked my way down on the borders. I don't have the red, so as you can see, there are spaces here, like there's supposed to be, like that's going to be like where like part of the ribbon is. This is just being done on Charles Craft 14 count black Aida. I really like how it looked in the model photo, so I'm just imitating that with this. So this seemed appropriate. I started this at the beginning of December, which it felt very appropriate to get started given the season. So that's all the cross stitch that I've worked on, which, like, given that I hadn't worked on cross stitch for like a month and a half between like midway through October through like the end of November, I feel like I've like gotten my groove back, which is great. Feels really good. So let's talk about plans. I'd like to point out that I have been cross-stitching for a full year now. I started back in November of 2024, just before Thanksgiving. And I wanted originally to do like a video about it, like what it was like, what like the difference between like where I started, where I am. I don't think I'm gonna do anything like that. Like maybe in a few years I'll be like, how far I've come, like something like that. But right now I'm still learning. Like there's still a lot that I don't know. And I can tell, like, even looking at my Stitch for Pride piece, which I'll go into detail in another video, like in my finish parade video, my whip and finish parade video, I'll go over this, like, and that's when I can be like, look at the difference between these stitches. Granted, some of this, like, there's still some things that I'm like I said, I'm still learning. Like, maybe don't do 2/1 on 18 count going forward, depending on the fabric, you know. Like, I would not make that conscious decision today. But, so, I will be doing a whip and finish parade in the beginning of January. Sean will, once again, be a guest and hang out with me as I show you guys all of the things that I've done over the last year, my first year of cross stitch. And we'll get to see kind of like that evolution of where my stitches were, where my stitches are, where like things are going, things like that. I'm not sure I want to make a plans video. I mentioned last year when I first started filming, and this still holds true, but I'm not really a person who likes to be beholden to plans a year in advance. Like, I am not going to be the person who's like, here's what I'm doing in February, here's what I'm doing in March, here's what I'm doing in April. Like, more power to you, couldn't be me, like, at all. It's part of the reason why I had to let go of Monopoly stitching, just because I realized during the period that I was not stitching, I was playing video games. Actually getting up the energy to put in stitches into pieces that I really didn't feel like working on at the time, it just sucked the joy out of stitching in general. So I already knew that, like, telling myself, like, I'm going to work on this project in this month, like, I already knew, like, that was not going to be a thing that I could do for, like, WhipGo. So I don't think I'm going to make a plans video. I will probably toss out ideas with what I will be doing in 2026 in my whip and finish parade. For the time being, all you'll need to know, I am going to be doing the cross stitch D&D stitch game, which is being hosted by Michael of Uplift Stitches. So that's pretty like there's no, you need to stitch on this piece to dictate, like, this part of the game. Like, there's nothing like that. It's based off of how many stitches you do in a piece. Do you start a piece? Do you get 500 stitches in it? Like, that sort of thing. Check out his video on it. He goes into super detail about it if you're interested in it. It's basically a way to, like, try to whip down, which I'm not necessarily like, oh no, I have too many whips. Like, I'm not bothered by having almost 20 whips right now. It's more, I'm like, if I finish things, that leaves more room to start things, because I have so many patterns that I purchased in the last year that are a very different style at like the beginning of the year than they are like where I'm at now. And I would like to get the patterns that I purchased towards the beginning of the year like finished and like worked on and finished, so that way I can like open up more room to work on things that I am actually like much more driven to work on. And we'll see how that goes, because like I was saying, I cannot be beholden to, I have to work on this thing right now. I mean, like, it's why working on Blooming Magic took me so long. I started this in April, and I was like, I put it aside, and I was like, I'll work on it eventually, because I wasn't in the mood to work on it. And then I got a bug up my butt that was like, I should really finish this. And I said, okay, and I did. That being said, I have made a Whip Go board. This is very reminiscent of how Becca from Becca's Stitching has hers kind of formatted. I do not have a single name of a project on mine. Basically, doing Monopoly has been a valuable lesson in, I can't even tell myself what to work on. I am at my own whim. So what do we have? Well, I basically, how's a good way to show this? Everything is listed at least twice on this. I have seasonal listed 4 times. I have new start listed 5 times. I have focus on a finish twice. I have Sal twice. I have include alphabet twice. Halloween project twice. Less than 5 colors once. More than 5 colors once. Has animals twice. Has plants twice. And under 50% twice. So I think that is enough variety in the types of projects that I work on to get me through, like, working on a project if something's called. And I'm not putting like stitch counts to these either. If I literally only manage to put 100 stitches into a project that has, that has more than 5 colors, that's just the way that it's going to be. Now, for my new starts, just because the way that the cross-stitch D&D game works, with new starts, I don't want to put in less than like 500 stitches, I think. So I'll cross that bridge when I get there and try to put as many stitches as I can into that. Outside of that, though, and focus on a finish, those two. But also, if it's a giant, like, there's a reason I did focus on a finish and not like, I don't even know. I don't really have a ton of big projects right now, but I have a couple that I want to start in the new year. Okay, take the Herbalist, for example. That's like, I want to say 13,000 stitches, something like that. If I get focus on a finish in January, I'm not gonna work on the Herbalist, because that's not close to a finish. Even like I know I'm not going to finish that. I want to work on other things. Focus on a finish is going to be for things that I'm like, that are like languishing, that have less than like probably 2,000 stitches on them, that I can be like, okay, time to get my ass into gear and just get it done and out of the way. Or it could, I'm also going to put in the caveat that it could probably be like a salve, like an ornament, or just like something small, like a start and finish. So yeah, I am looking forward to doing WhipGo in 2026. And yeah, like I said, I'll have a whip and a finish parade in January, probably early January sometime. And that will be the next time that I film. I'm not going to be doing another video in December, most likely. I'm going to focus on getting as much stitching done as possible. Like, getting Cat-O-Lantern finished is going to be a goal. I'm going to be working on Yule Cat by Quaternion Creations. I'm going to get that pulled out. If I could manage a finish on that, I would be like, that would be great. I'm not holding my breath because there is like over 4,000 stitches left on it. And it is one of the first projects that I've ever worked on. So I already had to frog its tail once. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what, like, if I wouldn't be surprised if there was another counting error somewhere in that cat. So if I could finish that as well by the end of the year, I'm a god. But I'm not holding my breath. Getting Cat-O-Lantern finished and leaving it at that and just working on seasonal stitches for the rest of the year, bread and butter. That sounds great. With all that being said, we are going to move into haul, and then I'm going to talk about what I've been playing. So if you are not interested in listening to me yap about other things, that is completely understandable. I appreciate you for hanging out with me while I yap about cross stitch, and I'll see you next time. So I don't have a ton to show y'all. I was very good during all of Black Friday sales. I only purchased a couple of things from Starlight Stitchery that came in, and it worked. I made it work out because I was also getting a couple of things for the Secret Santa exchange that I'm in the Bad Stitch Discord, as well as a couple of things for other friends, but I picked up a couple of patterns for myself as well. So first, fabric. This is Mystic Fabrics Fabric of the Month for November. It is Antoinette. I am in the 32 count color club. It is this gorgeous mottled blue fabric with the light because the sun is not out and it is cloudy and gray and snowy. This is not as vibrant as it is in person. It is much closer to like a sky blue. It's not as gray as it is coming up in the photo or in the video. And then my December fabric of the month, also from Mystic Fabrics, and I have stopped my subscription to Mystic Fabrics for now. I am going to do another fabric subscription probably for another like 4 or 5 months next year and then swap again just because I'm an indecisive bitch like that. But this is Dorothy's Rose. It's this beautiful dusty pink. And again, it is coming in a little more muted than it actually is. It's very soft baby pink with modeling. Not as faded as it's appearing. Literally think of like a rose petal, like a very light pink rose petal. That's what it reminds me of. I haven't decided which Fabric of the Month club I'm going to join for the first few months of 2026. If y'all have suggestions, hit me up. I have done the BeStitchMe's. This is Mystic Fabrics. I've been in the color club both times. I'm thinking, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go for a neutral club. So if there is a neutral club that you recommend, hit me up. I'm curious. I'm probably, if nothing else, I'll probably join the like an Atomic Ranch Fabric of the Month. I think there's a couple of LNSs that do those. So I think I'm good on color fabric for now, unless I need something like very specific, and I need to build up my stash of neutrals. Okay, so the two patterns I got from Starlight Stitchery during their Black Friday sale. Both are from Bad Stitch. I picked up Cottage in the Woods, which is this adorable little tree stump hovel. So, so cute. I want to live here. I want to live here. And I've been eyeing this one for a while. This is the Celestial Vibes collection. It's really, really cute moon, sun, and star. Kind of with pastel vibes. I don't know when I'm going to start either of these, but I just wanted them in my collection because they are super cute. And I love Amanda, so I had to support her and Starlight Stitchery. And then I didn't super participate in the Jingle Ball like at all. I logged in Friday night and did shopping. And what I picked up, I grabbed a couple of the freebies, and then I will post pictures here because I just got PDFs. I got the Tiny Modernist exclusive, which is this adorable woodland ornament stitch along. I'm not starting it anytime soon probably, but I thought these would make adorable ornaments like just on their own. The swan got me. It got me. I'm not a swan person, and I was like, this is an adorable little bauble. This is an adorable little thing. And then I also picked up I cannot think of the name of the pattern off the top of my head right now, but it's the one with the cheetahs running with the ornament, or with the lights like tangled between them. I picked that up as well as like a couple of the freebies that she had as well. So I did not really I was anticipating coming back Sunday to like hang out in the stitching rooms and stuff, and that did not happen. And I'll go into that now, like as we talk about other things, right, that happened over the last few weeks since I've been gone. Hi, editing en-viss here. You know how I said that I was rusty with this at the beginning of the video? Yeah, I forgot to hit record when I went to sit back down and record this next bit. So we're gonna finish the video at my desk. I was just gonna go over some of the things that I had been doing over the last couple of weeks. So like I had said previously, if you're not interested in this, I completely understand, and I'm grateful for you just sticking around listening to me yap about cross stitch. So last weekend was the Jingle Ball. I didn't really do much. I bought a couple of things from the shopping haul. I was planning on
jumping into stitching rooms on Sunday. That did not happen. Sunday was a wash for me. Emotionally, mentally, had no spoons. Because Saturday, in the afternoon, myself, Sean, and a couple of our friends, Alex and Rory, we went to the Holy Bones Festival, who was sponsoring a Krampus market in Ipsy. So we went and did that for a couple of hours before going over to their place and doing crafting for the night. Which, it was an amazing experience. Like, Sean and I had gone to a Krampus market a couple of years ago, hosted by Holy Bones, and it was a completely different vibe. Like, last time we went, it was much more macabre and, like, not horror themed, but it was the vendors there were definitely geared towards a different type of guest, like a different type of experience, I guess. Whereas this time around, it felt a lot more diverse. There was a lot different types of styles of art, different types of vendors, like ranging from prints to candles to jewelry. And what was great about this is that, like, so many of the artists were like anti-AI. Like, some of them had signs that was like, this is all handmade, no AI. Like, it was great. My heart was full. It was a fucking amazing experience. I bought a couple of things for myself. I got this amazing watercolor print that I'm going to gift to my mom for Christmas. This is the artist is handcrafted by Effie Demopoulos. It's Dragonheart Art is her account name. It's this beautiful watercolor of Sleeping Bear Dunes up in northern Michigan. Looks almost exactly like the beach that myself and my family would frequent when I was growing up, that we would go to. So I got that for her. I picked up a couple of prints for myself, a couple of stickers. It was great. Like, I'm really looking for, like, if we were closer, I would be going to these events, like, so much more frequently. It's great for my heart, not great for my wallet, because I was, like, swiping my card almost at every booth. It was bad. Not really, but it felt that way. And then afterwards, we went to Alex and Rory's. We hung out. We watched the live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the one with Jim Carrey, which is great. And just hung out, had a craft night. And I am someone who I feel like it can be like, I'm artsy, right? Like, I feel like I can say that about myself. And I realized that I'm not so much crafty, because I made this. I made this ornament. It's, sure is something, isn't it? The video that I was following made it seem a lot easier than it actually was. I made this with egg cartons, and it's, sure is something. So, I had a time with this. It was fun, don't get me wrong. I had a blast. 2 hours dedicated to this baby right here. I loved every single moment of it. Going forward, I think I could approach this differently. I was planning on making, a couple. I only made this one. So, next year we'll see how things go. Maybe I won't make whatever this is. But, either way. Because of that, I shouldn't say because of the crafting. Because Saturday was so mentally busy for me, Sunday I woke up and I just was like, no, this is not something that I can emotionally handle talking to more people. So I spent the day cross stitching by myself. I got caught up on a lot of Flosstube, so that was relaxing. Gaming wise, last time I talked about working on getting caught up in Wuthering Waves. I did that. I caught up in the story, and then I immediately stopped playing. Because back in November, like early November, a couple of our other friends invited us over for a bonfire. One of the people who was sitting at the bonfire was like off, I don't remember why, but was off the cuff like, who can name all of the Digidestined Digimon? And I was like, Agumon, Gabumon, Patamon, Palmon, Tentomon, Gatomon. And then I felt bad because I couldn't remember Biomon or Gomamon's name. But that led into kind of a discussion about Digimon. Apparently, I had activated some sort of sleeper agent in my brain because I grew up loving both Digimon and Pokemon, but the popularity of Pokemon here in the West was so much stronger than that of Digimon that I just kind of like, I fell into like more of the like I was playing more of the video games with Pokemon, all of that. I kept, because I had watched like the first 3 seasons of Digimon growing up, and I loved both equally. So that conversation had reminded me that a few years ago on Steam, I purchased Digimon Cyber Sleuth, which was a very popular and successful game here in the US and over in Japan. It, to the point that like a lot of people are like, this is better than Pokemon, like, which feels interesting. I'm not going to go into that type of argument discussion, but I remember getting it and being like, I'll play this eventually. Well, fast forward 4 years to last month, and I was like, oh yeah, I have that game, I should give it a try. So I played, I installed it and I played it, and I put like 50 hours into it. Like, I think I got like halfway through the story. I even convinced Sean to start playing it. I was like, Sean, this is what we want Pokemon to be, like, you need to give this game a try. He downloaded it, tried it, is as far as me, if not a little bit further. And he's like, so when are you gonna pick up Digimon again? Because now that I'm cross-stitching again. And I'm like, whenever my fancy feels like it. Because I really am enjoying it. It's a 10-year-old game at this point. But you can, the storytelling and the writing, and it's dub only, it's not subbed, so that it's all Japanese voice acting, it's English dub, so some of the translations definitely get lost somewhere, but it's still like really enjoyable. Like, I'm enjoying it to the point that it's like, I wish I had a modern game like this, which I'm sure the new Digimon game that recently came out, which is Time Stranger, I'm sure that fills that cup. But I want to try and finish Cyber Sleuth first and its DLC, which is Hacker's Memory. I want to try and finish those first before getting into the new one. Because I know if I play the new one, I'm not going to want to go back to like the old style. Or at the very least, like there's like quality of life improvements and like UI changes that, your brain's like, this is better. I don't want to deal with like bad subs. So it's quirky. I don't know if quirky's the right name. It's something. I'm really enjoying it though, and it was like $5 through Humble Bundle during their like Black Friday sale when Sean got it. So it's like, it goes on sale all the time. So if you like Pokemon, want something different, but Pokemon-like, I highly recommend it. Like, it's a different style of, like, because you can Digivolve and de-Digivolve, like, back and forth. That took me some getting used to. But it's great. Your Digimon text you, like, they can follow you around, like when you're walking around in the overworld. It's great. I love it. So I don't know when I'll pick it up again. Maybe sometime soon, because now that this is the next day that I'm recording this, the Game Awards were last night, and apparently Larian Studios is making a new Divinity game, which got my brain going, oh, I need to still play through Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. So I was talking to Sean, and we're gonna probably do a playthrough of Divinity Original Sin 2. Mostly because apparently the story for the first Original Sin doesn't really tie into 2 a whole lot. Like, there's some, like, you know, like, name drops and things like that, but it's not relevant to the story. So reinstalling that, probably gonna play that. Sean and I have the week of the 22nd off and part of the week of the 29th off. So I'm gonna probably try and, like, make sure I get some gaming in, make sure, you know, I have enough of my hobbies to fulfill my my little hyperfixations long enough, you know. Outside of that, we are caught up on Game Changer. Like, we got caught up on the previous season of Game Changer. We're staying caught up on Make Some Noise. And we've been wanting to go through all of the Dimension 20 episodes, like, seasons, which is a very big endeavor considering there's so many. And Sean has only watched the first season of Fantasy High. We've only watched a bit of Court of Crown and Candy. We decided to start the first season of Unsleeping City. So, like, last year. Dropped that for a little bit. And then we started watching it again earlier this month, like earlier in November, I think, or I think we started watching around Thanksgiving. And so we're only on, like, episode 5 or 6, I don't remember, but we're gonna try and finish Unsleeping City and then go from there. Which I love the play style of Dimension 20. It's a lot easier for me to digest because I'm getting updates through Sean of Critical Role Season 4, and I'm loving every minute of it. I just do not have the capacity to sit through, like, a 4-hour episode in one sitting. And then if I don't, like, it's a whole brain thing, you know? So I'm getting updates of that through Sean, but we're both watching Dimension 20 together. So yeah, that was a lot. I'm sorry, but I wanted to let y'all know what else I was doing outside of cross stitching, since I know a few of you guys are also gamers and into D&D and all of that. So we've been doing a lot. It doesn't feel like it, but we have been. That all being said, I believe I mentioned this before earlier in the video, but I just want to reiterate, I will probably not be uploading another video until the new year, which will be my Whip and Finish parade. I'm probably going to throw in plans with that video as well, and then I'll have a completely new Flosstube episode, like, video for you guys after that in January. So I most likely won't see you guys until the new year. So until then, I hope the holiday season is treating you all well, And if this is a very rough time of year, I am sending you all of my love. I know it's rough for a lot of folks during the holiday seasons, and I just hope that for you it is gentle and quiet, and you are able to just take it easy and rest through the end of the year. With that, I hope you all have a great holiday, a happy new year, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care. Bye.
The called for the bottom of the V, but I have this